What is going on, squad? Welcome to another episode on the Woman Who Win podcast. I'm your host, Kirsten motherfucking Mark. I'm gonna get right into today's podcast. Today's podcast is called What's the Plan, Stan? And I would bet this fucking Starbucks coffee. And you guys, this is a very prized possession, this Starbucks coffee, okay? I would bet this Starbucks coffee that this podcast is going to be an answer, a solution to the reason why you're feeling stressed daily, if you are feeling stressed daily, the reason why maybe you're skipping workouts, the reason why you can't hit your protein goals. So to all these things that I get in my client only group, to all these questions that I get in my DMs, this podcast is going to offer you guys a solution. I promise you that. It's gonna help a lot of you guys. So it's called What's the Plan, Stan? And simply enough, a lot of the time, the reason why people aren't actually hitting their goals is because they don't have a plan in place. So who here goes into their week and just like, be honest, you guys. If you're watching this live, looking you in your eyeballs, be honest with me. You have this idea in your head of what you want the week to look like, how many workouts you want to hit, how juicy you want to get from all the protein you eat, the amount of water you want to drink, but you don't actually have a written plan or an agenda or a calendar with your actual shit laid out, right? So your ideas are quite literally just in your head, you guys. And so a lot of the time, the reason why you're not seeing success when it comes to reducing your stress, when it comes to hitting your protein goal, when it comes to hitting your workouts, is that you don't have a proper plan in place. So I wanna lay this out in a way that gives you guys actions that you can actually take. I really want you guys to be able to listen to this podcast and feel certain on the plan for the rest of the week. So I kind of categorized it into two subheadings that I feel like a lot of my clients struggle with. A lot of the time, these are questions that get sent to my DMs. So I think like the two headings that I felt would be best would be creating a plan when it comes to hitting your protein goal and meal prepping. I put those two together because they're very similar. And then the next one is your workouts, creating a plan for your workouts. So not only am I gonna give you guys some actionable things that you can do, I'm also going to tell you guys what I do. And what I wanna remind you of is that you are unique, you are your own human being. And so just because I do something a certain way doesn't mean that my system is gonna work for you, all right? It's like, I said this on my YouTube. So many people ask me, they're like, what are you eating? Can you give me your exact meal plan? And it's like, because I'm eating the way I am, that is like based off of my current goal. Do I have weight to lose? Am I focusing on building lean muscle mass? You can't just take what I'm eating, eat it yourself, and expect the same results. Like, we are unique and we each have our own individual blueprints, right? We're gonna start with protein and meal prep. So first of all, if you're wanting to have a meal plan that's going to support your goals of either whether it's weight loss, whether you're like, I'm fucking bulking, I wanna get juicy, whether it's like, I wanna lean out, whatever it is, you need to know what you need to be eating, correct? And so that's gonna require you to know how much calories it takes in order to maintain your weight. And then if you're looking to lose weight, you wanna eat in a deficit. If you're looking to gain weight, you obviously wanna eat in a surplus, okay? Then we wanna get our protein goal in place. Protein, you guys, is gonna help us build lean muscle. Protein is literally the biggest issue I see when I look at my clients' food diaries. It's that a lot of the time, they're not like eating a ton of calories, but like literally sometimes they're hitting 30 grams of protein a day, which is not even close to enough for my 15-year-old fucking daughter, you guys. So that's like one of the biggest problems I see. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna get your maintenance calories. You could find a calculator online if you want. You could work with a coach, have them take into account your daily activity, where you're at, your age, all these different things, okay? Then you wanna get your protein goal. With protein, I always recommend 0.8 to 1 gram of protein for every 1 pound of body weight. There is certain instances where I've seen people go just over that 1 gram per 1 pound of body weight. Personally, I've never gone there with myself, all right? So 0.8 to 1 gram. So for example, you guys, I'm 138 pounds, okay? Lean, mean, fighting machine, down from, I was 170 after Turks and Caicos, which was mine and Brian's honeymoon. I stepped on the scale and I saw 170, which is a number that I literally had not seen since I was pregnant. with my daughter, okay? So I'm down over 30 pounds right now, which is super cool. Woo, cheers to that. More coffee.
Cheers.
So 30 pounds down, so I'm 138 pounds now, which means that I want to consume 138 grams of protein, and that would probably, I don't have a calculator with me right now, but minimum would be probably 120 grams of protein. You guys, I guarantee if you're not tracking right now and you go into MyFitnessPal and you just track your average Joe day, that you're not getting close to your protein goal. Why do I suggest that that's the case? It's because I see it all the time. That's what I do when my clients come into my one-on-one program. They sign up, I get them to track food. I look at how much protein they're actually consuming, how many calories they're actually consuming, and what I would set them at. And 99% of the time, females, because I work with females, are short on fucking protein. I guess if you want to hit your protein goal, you're gonna need to know some good protein sources. So I wrote out some protein sources for you guys. I know you're freaking welcome. You're welcome, and I'm just gonna list them off. So when it comes to some vegan and vegetarian options, I'm saying some are vegan, some are vegetarian, so don't be like, that's not vegan, because I know I said vegan and vegetarian, okay? You're looking at it, all right? All right, so we got tofu, edamame beans, nutritional yeast, tempeh, cottage cheese, yogurt. When it comes to just like regular protein sources, chicken, salmon, extra lean ground beef, turkey, egg whites, tuna, steak, bison. You guys, those are some protein options for my one-on-one clients. We've built out a protein cheat sheet so that they're able to easily kind of just like swap things out. And now, okay, so you have like some good protein sources, you know how much protein you should be eating. You guys, you need to create a plan for a week. So even just that in its own isn't enough for you to go in and fucking slay the game, because you guys, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna wake up, you're gonna drink a coffee, it's gonna get to noon, you're gonna be like, holy shit, I literally have not ate a meal yet. I haven't ate a meal yet. So then you're gonna grab a fucking sandwich, and then you're gonna literally go to work, and then you're gonna grab a bag of chips, and then you're gonna all of a sudden put everything into MyFitnessPal at the end of the day, and you're gonna be like, holy shit, I have consumed 2 grams of protein and 150 grams of carbs, and now I need to literally try and shove 130 grams of protein in my face. Nobody wants to do that, you guys. So the biggest piece that's missing is you're not planning appropriately. So here's where I'm gonna break down what I do, you guys. So you need a day, and you don't need an entire day. You just need a day that is dedicated to that, okay? So you need a day, it could be Monday, it could be Tuesday, it could be Wednesday. You guys get what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be Sunday. Typically for a lot of people, it's like meal prep Sundays, right? It doesn't need to be Sunday. Mine is Sunday. So you're gonna create your menu for the week. So I like to look at like, what do I wanna eat? I like to have one fun dinner that I make. You don't need one fun dinner, and you do not need a perfect meal prep plan. A lot of people are like, I need all the appropriate containers. I need it to look absolutely amazing. I need to have like these beautiful basil plants growing off of my fucking meat. You don't need that, you guys. You just need a basic plan that you can execute on. So I like to create my menu for the week, and I will base it off of how much time I have. So a lot of the time it's like, okay, I'm gonna eat protein shake. I always have a protein shake. I prefer vegan protein over any protein. Right now I'm using Vega. So I add that in. I'm going into MyFitnessPal and I'm adding it in for the day. And I'm constantly going back, checking my nutrients. If you're a client, you have access to a full MyFitnessPal training where I show you how to do this. Go in, and I'm like, okay, so I've had 20 grams of protein. That's how much is in my shake. Now I'm gonna add in my breakfast. So say I'm having like egg whites, and I go through and I build out what I'm gonna eat for the week. I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't need to eat something different Monday through Sunday. If anything, that just equals a lot of wasted fucking groceries, which for those of you guys that complain that you are tight on money, let me see your fucking leftovers that you throw away at the end of the week. That's money in the trash, right? So you wanna make sure that you're using the shit that you make, because I know we've all been the person that makes this extravagant meal prep and then literally eats none of it in order to skip the dishes. And I'm not calling you out. I am calling you out, but I'm also calling myself out. So create your menu for the week. I like one day of eating. I don't switch it up. So I just go into MyFitnessPal. I create that one day of eating. I make sure that I hit my protein target. And then you guys, I'm not like in jail, must eat that and only that. I'm able to go through and swap things out as I want. So if I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna have my protein shake today, I'm gonna have some extra chicken. That is allowed. So after you've gone through, you've created your menu for the week, you're gonna wanna create a shopping list. Really cool fun fact, there's a little fun thing called Instacart. You open up your phone, you download Instacart, and you go and get your groceries that you need from the internet. The shopper goes, does it for you, drops it off at your house, all right? And then you wanna get comfortable with substitutes. So just knowing what foods are high in protein. Like, fun fact, you guys, when I go away, I quite literally do not, I don't really track. Like, I will lightly, it just kind of depends if I'm like, oh, whatever, let's see. But every time I go to sit down and have a meal, I prioritize protein because that's typically what people don't do. We're getting things like pizza, we're getting things like pancakes, and we're not focusing on protein. So we're always falling short on that protein goal. That's one of the biggest things that I changed over this last year is going from, I'm probably eating enough protein to, no, I'm 100% eating enough protein. I'm having a vegan shake once a day in order to hit that protein and like support my weight loss goal, right? Another thing is that it's helping me maintain my weight loss, you guys. So I'm 138 pounds, theme that I used to practice, a very like, I would almost say it was like an unconscious cycle, but I was really great at losing the weight. I could lose the weight for the wedding, lose the weight for the event, but I wouldn't properly reverse diet. So then I would literally just put the weight back on. You know, a lot of you guys have probably been there too, where it's like, oh, I lost weight, put it back on. Lost weight, put it back on. This time it's off, and it's off for good. Still keeping my protein high, even though I've lost the weight, and working on slowly increasing my calories. So you guys, when it comes to meal prep, you need to have a plan. You need to have a day. And again, it doesn't need to be a full day. It needs to be a few hours. You need to know how much protein you need to hit, all right? You also need to create a plan for the week. You guys, if you wake up, how much more refreshing and good do you feel if you're like, oh, I know what I'm gonna eat for breakfast? When we're last minute grabbing things, and like, again, you might get to a place where you don't need to plan things out. You're just very aware of portion sizes and you're like, okay, cool, I've done the thing. But every single human being at some point in time in their life needs to have, I believe, should have awareness of what a serving of protein looks like, how much protein they should be eating, what macronutrient breakdown is gonna help them get to where they wanna be. A lot of people don't know this, you guys. And it's like, food is literally our fuel. Like, yes, I love food. I love a good meal, but I also understand on a deep level that food is like keeping me alive. It's keeping me strong. It's keeping me healthy. Like, why wouldn't you want to know what you should be eating in order to live like a long and fucking youthful, healthy life? Okay, so we covered prepping meals. We covered some good protein sources. We covered making sure that your day is planned out in MyFitnessPal. We covered all these things, okay? So now you guys, if you actually do this, and this is like the most simplest, this is like action sounds so simple saying, but this is where a lot of people lack. A lot of you guys are probably listening to this and you're like, that's it, Curse, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. No, go, if you're watching this right now, get in your car, don't watch it, just listen to it. Go get the groceries now. Go do this now. Take action now, don't wait. Okay. So the next thing is workouts. So one of the reasons why you're not hitting your workouts is because you aren't going into the week with a plan. You have this plan mapped out in you guys, like, I would argue that a plan in your head is not a plan. It's not a fucking plan. It's easily forgotten. It's not written in stone. It's easy to lack integrity on something that you've only said in your head, period. So when it comes to your workouts, for me, it's like, I know that Monday through Friday, I am at the gym for 4:45. I'm doing my workouts. I know Saturday at 8 a.m. PST, I teach my full body class and I'm at the gym. I'm integral to that, you guys. I don't miss. I do not miss on that. And so when you're mapping out your workouts for the week, there's a few things that you need to consider. So thing number one is getting clarity on what your goal is. You guys, a lot of my clients are just starting out and they sign up and they're really excited and they want to do 5 workouts and they want to completely change their eating habits. But if you're going from being someone who is fairly sedentary and not doing a lot of activity, sitting on the couch, you don't need 6 workouts and a completely new workout routine, because for most, that's gonna be really unsustainable. So you need to get clarity on what your goal is. Like, if your goal is to get into routine because you don't have one right now, the best course of action, in my opinion, would be to start with 3 workouts a week, or honestly, this is gonna sound crazy, start with just walks and more water. Start with walks and more water. That's easy to maintain. That's easy to habit stack off of. So you need to get clarity on where it is you're going. If you don't know where you're going, then you're just aimlessly wandering around looking for something that you don't even know what it is, right? Like, I know right now that my goal is to reverse diet, maintain 135 to 140 pounds, and start just like building some lean muscle mass, you guys. Like, I'm excited for it. I know that that's where I'm going. So I'm reverse dieting because I know in order for me to maintain the weight that I lost, I need to reverse diet. I need to slowly add calories back in. I know where I'm going and I have a plan on how to get me there. I'm coaching myself right now, and I literally have a full plan written out in our app. I have a meal plan made for the week. I don't just say these things and not do them myself. I say them and I'm practicing them. So if you're just getting started, you should probably do 3 workouts a week. Your schedule should be realistic but challenging. You guys, like, there comes moments where, like, have you guys ever felt like those moments of momentum where you're like, I feel like I could literally run a race right now. I could work out 8 times and then all of a sudden an hour passes and you're like, that feeling's gone, right? It subsides. And so your schedule needs to be realistic, but a little bit challenging. You don't want to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. What doesn't challenge us doesn't change us. And so when it comes to workouts, I know on Sunday, and Sunday's my day, you guys. Again, it doesn't need to be a full day. It just needs to be a few hours. But Sunday's my day where I sit down, I map out all my meals for the week. I map out my grocery list. I map out every single thing that I need in order to have a successful week, including workouts. So I go through on my app and I'm like, okay, I'm going to move this workout here. I'm going to move this workout here. Oh, maybe this week, like when I was running my 10K race, which I did last week in 46 minutes, bitches. So proud of myself. I made sure that I didn't have workouts towards the end of the week, so I wanted to let my body rest. So I planned that out on Sunday. And so I encourage you guys to go into the week with a plan. I encourage you guys to also track your progress. And again, not in your head. Like, it's really easy for us to miss changes if we're not taking photos, if we're not weighing ourselves. And no, the scale is not the say all be all, but it's a really great tool in order for us to see, okay, I'm on track. Okay, if my goal is weight loss, like, yes, there's gonna be normal fluctuations, but that scale should be going down if I have weight to lose. It's a really great tool. Tons of other forms of progress. But again, if we're just keeping track of our progress in our head, we go look in the mirror and we're instantly like, and guys, I'm speaking from experience on this. Like, this was literally me. Go to the mirror, instantly looking for things that I don't like about myself because I'm in a negative headspace. And I'm like, oh, I've been going to the gym for 2 weeks and I don't see any progress. If you're not taking pictures, you can't say that. Also, it's like people don't associate progress with more energy. And you guys, like, more energy to spend time with your kids, waking up in the morning feeling like you had a cup of coffee, but really you're just high on fucking life. That is progress. That is progress. So progress comes in so many different shapes and forms. So I'm going to sum this up, you guys. This was called What's the Plan, Stan? And the idea of this podcast was to inspire you guys to create some sort of plan. If you're not doing either of these, start with one, you guys. Again, I'm like the micro shift fucking maniac. I'm like such a huge believer in micro shifts. Everyone's like, when are you going to run a marathon? And I'm like, well, I'm going to get really good at the 10K. And then I'm going to do a 20K, I'm going to do a half marathon. Then I'm going to do a full marathon. And then I'm going to do an Ironman. That's my plan, but I'm going to master everything on my way.